More Switch 2 rumors hit the internet this week, and normally I wouldn't bring it up, although this kind of has been bubbling for a little bit, and these rumors really hit a fever pitch this week when some CAD documents, some renders, some file types and information all leaked all over Reddit. So the one thing, before we jump into all the speculation, I will say one fact that we do know is that Nintendo president said earlier this year in an investor call that the next generation Nintendo Switch console would be announced, quote, within the fiscal year, giving the Japanese giant a deadline of March 31st, 2025. So that we know is fact. Everything else from this could be fiction, but it's very, very believable. So this article comes from IGN, also Wesley Yinpool, and it's entitled, Why Everyone's Talking About Nintendo Switch 2 Leaks Today. Nintendo Switch 2 talk is an overdrive after alleged prototype images and Nintendo's next-gen console emerged online. The unverified images, a mix of computer-aided design, CAD images, and printed circuit board, PCB, photos, are said to have originated from a Chinese website before making their way onto Reddit, which we assume that Nintendo would be using a Chinese factory to be pumping these things out if and when they go into production. They show a device similar to the existing Switch console, but with a larger screen and magnetic Joy-Cons, which tie into the previous reporting about the Switch 2. There's also a USB-C port at the top and bottom of the console. Nintendo has yet to comment on the images, and it's important to note that they remain unverified at this time, but may relate to an early design that has since changed significantly. But VGC was told by one source that they, quote, match what the company has told partners to expect from this design, end quote. On Reddit, they went a little bit further and they listed out the specs in the documents. They had to be translated, but they noted that there was a microphone on the device as well as an NFC reader for Amiibo. Then Kotaku published an article that said today's alleged leaks also included possible specs for the upcoming hardware, including 12 gigs of RAM and 250 gigabytes of internal storage. So those are lining up with previously rumored specs that appeared earlier this year. They also showed an 8-inch screen for the Switch 2, which is a little bit larger than what we currently have on the Switch. And they do go almost edge to edge. So this thing is looking a little bit bigger, a little bit thinner, and a lot more powerful. Some analysts have predicted that Nintendo's new console will cost around maybe $400 to $500 and sell games for $70. So that's essentially, all of the rumors that hit the internet this week. Did you guys see the documents? What are your thoughts on the photos? Do you believe it? Do you not?
There's potentially, if they're not going to be making specialized games for this one, yeah, it could be one of those things where people don't see the benefit to getting a little bit of a larger screen, a little bit faster RAM speeds. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's fair to say? Do you think you're going to be hyped for it and get it? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence now.
For me, it's about price. I definitely will get it. I think when it is announced, it will get its own direct. And that's one thing that a lot of people have been rumors online have been Nintendo for the last 7 years of the Nintendo Switch's life have had a direct in September. We have not had a direct this September. So people are losing their shit. And they're saying it could be one of two things. One, it's coming next week and it's going to be focused on all of their fall games like Mario and Luigi's Brothership. Maybe we look at the next Metroid, something like that. And it's just going to be their fall focused games. And two, it says, no, it could be the actual announcement of the next Switch, which would have its own direct, no other games, unless they're going to profile at some point the launch lineup, because that needs to happen. And we know that the announcement has to come, by March. So looking at their history, yes, it's very plausible it could happen. But as a business, you might want to focus on selling your software for Christmas and then announce your console in the new year. That just makes it a bit smarter for me. But I'm hoping something happens next week and then we get to know more. I hope for surprise. I don't know anything, but just history tells us September and we're running out of time. So I'm hoping for a surprise next week, to be honest with you.
That would be awesome. Honestly, I mean, I'm just trying to
But
think.
we have like Xbox next week doing their Tokyo Game Show broadcast on Thursday. So it's like, what's Nintendo? Maybe Nintendo will do something for Tokyo. I don't know.